Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us at Tough Talks. We're on Fridays at 5 on the Oracle Network. For those who just want to listen as a podcast, you can catch them on their own app. You can download it on your device, Oracle Network, or if you'd like to check us out on YouTube, also Facebook, Twitch. I'll be adding other platforms as well, but for now, you can catch us at any of those. That's Oracle Network. Now, last episode, I spoke mostly about David Lee Bahart, and I'm going to finish that story and tell you a lot more about my experiences. But today, I want to focus on Tennessee Luke.
Baby, I got a gun. You know it's true. It's true, it's true, it's true. Let me shoot you with my gun. I've got the pleasure, and you know you need a son. Let me shoot you with my gun. Baby, I got a gun. You know it's true. It's true, it's true, it's true. Let me shoot you with my gun. You know I'm hot and on the run. All I need is some fun. Let me shoot you with my gun. Baby, would you like to feel my gun? Get ready for the fun. Let me shoot you with my gun. Baby, I got a gun. You know it's true. It's true, it's true, it's true. Let me shoot you with my gun. I'm riding high in the sky and I know why. Let me shoot you with my gun. Fast cars and gals and spinning wheels. But baby, I've got the gun. Let me shoot you with my gun. Baby, I got a gun. You know it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. me shoot you with my gun.
Now, as hard as it is to believe, because of the high quality of that beautiful song and video we just watched and listened to, Luke actually created that. He had a dream that came to him in a dream, and his buddy Don Barris at the Comedy Store helped him create that masterpiece. The assistant director is some guy named Tyler, and I think someone named Vince also helped. However, this guy, Charlie Kerper, who helped Luke transcribe this song, he is wrongly stealing copyright on YouTube and who knows where else for this song, just FYI. And Luke already went to court about this with Judge Judy, and she said that this guy's wrong. On an episode of Judy Justice, apparently Mr. Kerper tried to sue Luke for money for this song and lost, very sadly for him, gladly for Luke. And apparently this guy, doesn't understand. He thinks he's above the law and can just do whatever he wants. And he's stealing copyright. So we are going to take legal action against him. But even worse, we're telling Judge Judy. She is, I can't wait to hear what she has to say. I don't think she's going to be real happy with this guy when she finds out that he just ignored her, her standing on this. So, and Luke told me that he wants to, or that she told him to bring it back to court. So, I'm planning on going to California, and we're going to take some legal action. We're going to be taking a lot of legal actions. I've got a lot of beef with some beef boys, some beaver boys, some has-been intellectual property thieves, and man, I'm not even going to talk about the other accusations about these beef boys. I really hope it's not true, but I tend to believe it is, based on just like I spoke of in the previous episode. By the way, I'm so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed of that episode. I'm gonna have to redo it because it was my first one and I did not understand the platform. I was sitting in my closet that's my secret office space. I'm actually here now, but it's basically the only privacy that I have. So unless I have the house to myself, I'm stuck here. What I'm actually used to is just creating content. I'm not a skilled podcaster yet. So y'all just forgive me. It's a struggle bus over here, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I think this one's a little bit better. And it's just going to get better as we go. But anyway, I digress. Yes, but my last episode, if you want to watch that shit show, go ahead, please. And I'll explain more of the story. But I really didn't finish it all. It's too long of a story, to even get out in one episode. Plus, I actually have footage of some of my experiences to prove, or at least evidence, of what some of the things that I'm saying, because they're crazy. They're crazy. I wouldn't even believe the stuff that I've experienced if someone just told me, without verification. So even if people don't believe me, I understand. It's too hard to believe. It's too weird. I just have had so many bizarre experiences since then, and I don't even know what to think other than there is supernatural elements to this. I don't know what it's about, but anyway, we'll get to that. We're going to have some come to Jesus, come to court moments in the future with all kinds of people. Jonah, Tim and Eric, Vera Drew, Joey Lyons, and really anyone else at Absolutely Productions that are responsible for some of the turmoil I've experienced, some of the antitrust laws they're breaking, the abuse, the discrimination. I'm sure they're doing other illegal things. I don't care. Do whatever you want, but if it's hurting me or others, I have a problem. I believe that they've exploited everyone that they've worked with. Just some have experienced far worse than others. David's being labor trafficked, has been and is still being labor trafficked by Jonah, possibly Tim and Eric still, I don't know, but they are responsible for canceling a $2 million contracts for two different seasons of their next upcoming shows, two. One was supposed to be the next season of I Love David, and the other was supposed to be the next season of Beef House, which was supposed to include David Lee Bahart, because the last season was also supposed to have David Lee Bahart. That is what was worked out and understood when the negotiations were made, and they spitefully left David out. I don't know if it was spite, but also to not have to pay him SAG wages. And according to David, the powers that be were not pleased with Tim and Eric for that, or a lot of the other things they've done. I believe that they've gotten them into a lot of legal hot water, which is why they're irrelevant now and not doing anything cool anymore. Because, well, and if you've seen Tim, I mean, he looks like he's lost a lot of weight, but I'm wondering why. I mean, I'm just going to be straight up honest. He looks like he's on meth or crack. That's what he looks like. Maybe it's Ozempic, but he wasn't obese. So, and he just doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would be that worried about his weight. But I don't know. Perhaps he is. And, not to body shame anyone, but, he's not looking like a healthy weight for him. It looks like he's on drugs. That's what it looks like, especially just the way he acts now. He's just not funny anymore. I have a theory that they were both under house arrest during the pandemic, like a lot of celebrities that got popped for some things they were involved in, That's my theory. Me and David both suspect some of Tim and Eric's disappearance from the media for a while and strange behavior is because of that. And I'm thinking, honestly, that it has something to do with possibly similar things to Epstein, if not related to some Epstein incidences, having some connections with that. And also the whole Diddy scandal, the parties. Before all the Diddy stuff came out, we knew about the Epstein stuff and we were trying to figure out what celebrities were involved on the list. And it is a strong suspicion that Tim and Eric probably have some involvement. If they're not actively involved with those two or either of those things, they were doing similar things themselves. I don't think it's just them. Actually, I think that Epstein and Diddy are actually low-level moguls in this. They are the scapegoats because they're like the least important and the least relevant. That's my suspicion, because who the fuck cares about Diddy, honestly? Since even back when Diddy was popular, even then I thought the guy was such a dork, and he's not even I don't think he's very talented, and he grew up in the suburbs, and he's like a spoiled little mama's boy, and I think his mom's just total trash. She's total trash, scandalous woman, single mom that raised him just fucked up. I think she was just a nasty woman, and that's where some of his perversions come from. But he was not, he was, I don't know how he got famous is what I'm trying to say. I don't see talent in any way that couldn't be easily, someone couldn't easily just be trained to do exactly what he does. Have professionals do all the work. And that's what I saw going on. like a young man who had probably been groomed to become some kind of a rap star that was manufactured for, commercial reasons, and it's not, it's not real, like how, like Tupac, some of the other, rappers and things that, they really were somewhat about what they're talking about. I didn't get that from Diddy. I got poser vibes. I got, simp vibes from him. He just seems like someone that was so eager to become famous and prove that he's like somebody, that he would sell himself out like that. That, to me, seems like a sellout. And honestly, so did Notorious B.I.G. I don't know. I think that other people made their music. I don't think they're the real talent. I believe they were just paid. They're just, paid actors, basically, and paid propagandists. And this is true for a lot of entertainment, modern entertainment today. You can tell talent isn't part of it anymore. That can be manufactured. Something's changed with what makes a celebrity. It's not about talent anymore or true merit. It's about being obedient, malleable, not asking questions, not being too intelligent to question things. That's what it takes to make it in Hollywood. People who actually think for themselves and have a backbone, no matter how much talent they have, these days, they are going to be blacklisted, bullied. They are not going to be picked because they are rogues. They cannot be controlled. The law has caught up to where people are realizing, and celebrities are realizing, like, they're the ones with the talent. They don't have to rely on these giant media companies and talent management companies, because they can, people can start their own platforms now. People can have their own shows now. You don't have to have permission from a big platform. I mean, in the past, under a contract, it was almost like you were a slave. Like, the rules were ridiculous. It was unconstitutional. And a lot of the laws have caught up to that you cannot do that to people anymore. And so, the big companies, they're losing their power, and they are grasping at straws for control. And this is why a lot of celebrities end up dead in weird ways, because they try to tell on the system. These people are loose ends, and even if so, when the media companies, they're losing control, and when narcissists and abusers start losing their power, or their consequences start looming ahead, and they feel threatened by them, that's when they're the most dangerous, and they will do the most unscrupulous things. And it looks like that's what Hollywood and a lot of these media companies are doing right now. The power is back into the hands of the people again, the little people, and they don't know what to do about it. They're freaking out. They can't labor traffic us anymore. They can't, control our creativity anymore. They're trying, even these platforms are trying, but, they're trying so hard because they're losing their power. That's why they're doing this. They only do it to people they're afraid of, that are telling the truth. And, the truth-telling celebrities, if you've noticed, where are they? The only ones left over that you still see in the media are some of the most basic ones, the less attractive ones, the less talented ones, that were kind of the low end of the totem pole, seem to have risen to the top, and all of the really good talent that we're used to seeing, have you noticed that they've disappeared from the media? This is why you don't see David and Luke anymore, and some of the other cast members, and or Adult Swim stars. You don't see any of that old funny stuff anymore, because of all the scandal that's been going on, and whistleblowing that's happened, and legal things that have been going on that they don't tell y'all about. The only reason I know, because David David opened his big mouth and told me. And for me, that, that's when all hell broke loose for me. It really traumatized me, the things that he expressed to me and how terrified and serious he was about, these kinds of scandals that's going on in Hollywood and things that are happening to him and others that are abuse. Like this kind of stuff, these people need to go to jail and they need to be exposed. If this is true, and I believe it is, that's why I'm saying this stuff. But enough about David and Absolutely Productions right now. We're going to talk about Luke. We're going to talk about some scandals he's been going through that really, they don't have to do with Jonah or Tim and Eric, probably, but who knows? I mean, if things are as connected and corrupt as David says, we are being, infiltrated, is what David told me. Early on when I first met him, that was one of the first things he started telling me, was that communism is coming, that our government and all kinds of companies, big companies and influential people they're corrupt. They've been infiltrated. All government agencies, companies, anything with influence has been infiltrated. Basically, every influential entity or organization that we as Americans have counted on to keep civil order and protect us and uphold our freedoms and government have been infiltrated by foreign powers that hate us, communists and socialists, and underground organized crime, the cartels, the mafia. These are not conspiracy theories. These are confirmed things that exist. Even JFK, y'all know he got murdered talking about it. Everybody that's tried to tell us this has been going on. We've been slowly subverted. Secret societies, and now they're encroaching and rearing their ugly head and ready to take over in their world order. It's not a new world order. It's an old world order that's always been looming. We've had world wars over it before. Those never stopped. In fact, they went underground and became, intellectual wars of the mind. They've reverted to subversion. War doesn't work. It's messy, it's expensive, it's unpopular. Now subversion and terrorizing the people through trickery and deceit and telling them it's coming from other places and gaslighting the public to keep them in constant fear and division among each other and confusion, suspecting one another, turning on each other, because it's divide and conquer. So this incident that I'm going to talk to you about that happened to Luke, it could be something bigger than we even understand, but it's definitely a scam, no less. And it's just another example of how common scams and fraud, is today because of the powers that be that are right now. But that's okay. And they're going to have new pronouns. We're going to call them was, were. Okay? That they're going to have new pronouns. Was, were is going to be how we're going to address them from now on, because they ain't going to be our problems no more. So before I share my interview with Tennessee Luke, where he's going to share his experience, I have a promise to fulfill to my new officer friend. I signed up for an interesting program. Speaking, it could be a psyop, okay? This could be something very scary that I'm opening the door to, another rabbit hole. But I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna participate because it sounds like a great program, truly, honestly. But even if it's not, I mean, ladies, can you blame me? Can you blame me for being willing to take this risk for my country? I'm exploring this rabbit hole for you, America. No, but for real, apparently it's legit, and it's something from the Department of Justice. It's a government program. It started in 2020 to help counter the social isolation problem that is still going on today. That, the pandemic seems to, we were forced into that. But it seems to have lingered and stuck and caused agoraphobia en masse. So, these police officers have voluntarily stepped up to the plate, off duty. Now, they're not doing this in the capacity of, their job as police officers. This is separate. But they are all police officers who are matched with individuals who reach out to the program themselves and want to participate. Basically to have a companion. It's to be your companion. You have your own special police officer in your local area that's going to meet with you and talk to you and be there for you. They're not going to be your therapist. They're not your, you can't, I don't think they're going to do anything other than just be a companion. But look, that goes a long way. You would be surprised, but especially coming from a police officer. I can tell you it does. Just in the few times I've spoken with them, I do feel safer now. But there's another purpose to this program. It's not just for the citizens. It's also for the officers, which are also citizens. But this also is for them too, because it's a tough job. And police, yes, there are some bad apples, and we got to get rid of those guys, and we're working on that. But there are some really good police officers that have walked away because they're frustrated, because they can't do their job effectively the way they need to. They're being made to do things they shouldn't be having to handle, and put their life on the line for some pretty ungrateful people sometimes. And I will be the first to criticize bad police. But at the same time, the good ones really deserve praise and recognition, because you couldn't pay them enough for what they have to do sometimes. Like, there's no amount of money that could justify a life, that they are risking their life and limb. And what they're doing is dangerous. And to be a good cop, it really is dangerous. But they're not paid enough. I mean, even if you could quantify a value on that, which we can't, they really don't get paid a lot. I mean, it depends on where they are. Different, places, I'm sure the cops get paid more. But here in Memphis, they don't get paid fair. They don't get paid enough, and it's no wonder our crime is the way it is, and so much corruption happens, because if you don't pay them enough, they're going to be tempted to be bribed, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just reality. So the bad ones stay because they're probably making money in other ways, and the good ones leave. I'm just talking about here in our city. This is what happened. The good ones leave because they're not treated with dignity, and it's not worth risking their lives for ungrateful citizens like we are here in Memphis. I mean, we're kind of crazy out here. We're bad. So, we're constantly losing good cops, and then having to train all new people, and, having a high turnover that's not safe. That's not safe for the city or the country. That's a security risk. So this hopefully will help bring some trust and relationship back between the citizens and the police, so that we're not afraid of them and they're not afraid of us so much. That's what I'm hoping happens here. We get a look into their real life as real people, and not just some scary authority, some mysterious scary authority figure that is always beating people and doing horrible things in the media, because yes, those things do go on, and we got to get to the root of the bad ones. But that's not. I really want to believe that most cops are not like that, and they're just regular citizens like us. Actually, I know this is true because my granddaddy was chief of police in Florida, and a police officer my entire life. And I know he was an honorable man. So I know that that is actually true. It's probably more true than the other way. We're always seeing the negative, because the Democrats have been trying to destroy law so they can get away with their bullshit. And, so they've demonized police. So, I feel like there's a lot of government programs that I would never ever endorse, but I actually think this is one that we should keep. We should keep it and see how it does, because I really do think that building a relationship back up both ways now, is healthy for all of us. So the cops understand we're real humans and think about what they're doing, and we can explain to them what we're really going through so they understand. So I'm doing my duty to my country to participate in this program, and I would encourage anyone else who feels like this may be beneficial to them, check it out. Sign up. Sign up. Unless you got some reason you don't want, the police getting into knowing about your life. I don't think it's a bad thing to have a cop in your corner, but hey, I'll be the guinea pig for you guys, and I'll let you know and update you how it goes. And, if I, if I disappear or something, look into it. What if it's a trap? We'll see. To be continued.
My name's Tennessee Luke. You might know me best as Tim and Eric. Awesome show, great job, Criminal Special, B-Files, and a lot of other videos. Recently, I lost around $100,000 in the last 2 years on different forms of crypto. And I was paying LifeLock, Norton Securities to protect me for over 25 years on and on. So around February 20th, I got an email. They wanted me to know that I was being hacked. It made me weak because I lost all this money and I've been paying them all along and along. So I called on the telephone from my card catalog contacts in my Mac. And you know how it's programmed. You just put the name in. They switched me over to their cybersecurity specialist. He says, "Oh yeah, you're being hacked, and let me freeze your computer." And it froze my computer. Said he was going to put up security patches all over the world because people were using my name to make small, large investments and stealing money up to $1.5 million. They were using my name for human trafficking, committing all kinds of violent crimes all over the world. He would set up these security patches, and the only way to do it was to go to the Apple store and buy Apple gift cards. But the money would be returned the next day as soon as the case was closed. Thought nothing about this except to do what he said, because I've been paying this company for over a year and a half.
Right. You had valid reason to believe that was legitimate because they normally do alert you, and that's what you're paying them for. So you believed it.
For 25 years on and on. $23,500 worth of Apple gift cards in 3 days. He never closed the case. He never would. After promising the very next day that they would be closed, no matter what. No matter what the case is closed or what, he would close it. So finally got Christina on the phone, because Christina and I were working networking. She had noticed me as an upcoming icon star, and we were doing business. She was trying to promote me as an actor.
And we have your business, our business
So-
together.
And she alerted me. So I said, dude, we're suing you now. And right now we're filing a lawsuit. The insurance companies that are supposed to protect these companies, like NortonLifelock, are bailing out, not doing it. And one of the keys, I think, is I'm watching the internet every day, and I'm listening to the radio. I heard two things. One on the radio, like people are hacking into our company. Please help us. Two, on the internet, whenever I was looking at NortonLifelock website, they were offering partnerships for people to buy in. And so that's what I think this cybersecurity fraud group, there's a whole group of people in the room. They brought in for a short time, ripped off as many people as they could, and got out. But that's just what I think. I don't know for sure.
Well, I did find out that they are an international company. So, I mean,
Well, I don't walk around with a tape recorder to tape what I hear on the radio. So that was going just like that. Well, one of the credit cards, REI, decided to credit my card.
they did the right thing.
And when we told Norton about this, they said, "Oh, that's the wrong thing. Don't trust that company." I'm telling you, what is that? Make sure I see that. You want that sound mean crazy? It means crazy. That was crazy. I heard that. What the? All right. There's three other things that are puzzling about this. Number one, the President of the United States said that India was not helping them backing the freedom of Ukraine. And all of these executives, the first one they got on the phone sounded like a very old Indian. The rest of them were young Indian. So Christina says they have companies in India.
Yeah, that's where their call center is, in India. So it very well could be that people from the company that they're hiring over out in India to do their call center work are scamming people, their own customers. That's what I think it is. If they were able to call you from their own number, then that's probably what's happening. The people they're paying overseas are scamming their own customers and using their trust to be able to do it. That's what it looks like to me, because I listened on the phone that last few phone calls when you contacted me and told me this was going on, and I listened in. I heard they sounded just like the people in the call center from our American ears. They sound the same. And it very well could have been the very same call center. If not, it definitely sounds like it's coming from India, where apparently they're paying a call center, below American wages to answer their calls, and those people are incompetent, and they were rude to you, they were gaslighting you, they lied and tried to cover it up, they took no accountability, and they did not honor their service agreement to cover cybersecurity fraud, which is what happened to you. Not only is it something that actually happened to you and you did all the things that you were supposed to, because I helped you through it. We reported in every way, and I was there through every single one. So I'm a witness that you did, and they did not do their part to report as fraud. The only person who did the right thing was Capital One, and that's probably because you have a good standing with them, and you do a lot of business with them, and they know this was not a normal pattern. And the other companies should have done the same, and they're not being responsible or accountable. And I think they're trying to cover up their liability on this. That's what, just from what I saw and how they treated you, I think they are taking advantage of the fact that you're older and didn't understand that this was a scam, and they think they can just get away with it.
So I have a good answering machine, and they call me, left messages on my answering machines. So that's how I know I can bust them in court, because I've already sued City Hall once, and I had recorded messages, and the judge listened to that, and he says, you win. And I had to listen to a half an hour of the city attorneys saying, you cannot win this. Nobody beats City Hall. Crazy, right?
You don't give up. I know.
Crazy rich people. Norton, I have those recorded. I've sent them to Christina, and we're going to file them.
Yeah, no one's above the law. And remember, also, you won that case on Judge Judy. If you can win with Judge Judy, I mean.
Okay, listen to this. While I was in the Judge Judy court beforehand, they have counselors. And the counselors were counseling. And I said, that's one of the reasons I'm fighting this guy for suing me for $10,000. He wanted me to try and write the President of the United States to let this country, that the President was protecting Ukraine. And he wanted me to tell the President that we should abandon this issue. We should not help them at all. So that's all I know. These guys were from India. That's one of the reasons they targeted me. The second reason, I controlled the weather since I was 4 years old. It's a multi-trillion-dollar resource. Third reason, I'm kind of a playboy. I'm single, never married. I'm available for women. And these guys were all left. Now, on the voice message, Christina says they're from India, but it says Alhambra. So here's what I'm thinking. They're from India, and they're also right around Los Angeles, and they scouted me out. They're homosexuals. And they're violent vampires.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that you're being targeted for sure, because you keep getting these types of scams. And David gets them too, you know. You're not the only one. I think it's because y'all are celebrities. So you're just going to be a target. You're going to be vulnerable to that kind of thing anyway, because people just automatically assume if you're a celebrity, you're just super rich and you can afford to be, you know, just losing all kinds of money. But also that you're older and you know, sadly, you guys don't have a strong family support system. So, but just so you know, me and all the other people that we're working with now, and also this platform have your back on that. And we're going to help try to get this not only to stop, but get you your money back, and hopefully punitive damages, and at very least let people know what's going on so you can get the support you deserve, as well as warn people what they're doing. Because this is, I think it's a lot more people than just you, Luke. I think they're doing this to a lot of people. In fact, that's what the lady at Capital One said to us, was that this has happened to a lot of people. It's not just you. So maybe this happened to you because you could bring this to the public and people will be like, what? This happened to Luke? No way.
Well, I've got to go, but Christina, I want to advertise our store some on this.
Okay, I will.
But I'll say this too. People look at me as I'm moving around the city. First thing they think of, that guy's a billionaire. Because I keep my fingernails clean and I keep them but manicured. one of the top modeling agencies here in Los Angeles says, whenever I look at a client and they're coming through the door, and I get many, one of the first things I look at is their fingernails. You see these fingernails? They are all manicured.
I need to get a manicure.
I'm a clean-cut guy.
You are.
And these were dirty vampire types preying on people's energy, injuries, age, and their psychology.
You're a bright star. And so, yeah, energy vampires and predatory people, they look for people like you. And I'm sorry for that. So whatever we can do to help get this out so people can know, and also get you restitution and justice. You deserve that, because I heard how they spoke to you and how you were treated afterwards, and it makes me angry.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk later. Thank you, Luke. Be blessed. Have a great day. Ciao. Bye.
I'm working on rain right now for Los Angeles. We need the rain.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Work on the rain. We're going to pray for rain. Do a rain dance, everyone. All right. Ciao.
Right there.
All right. We're going to send our energy out for rain for Los Angeles. They need it. All right. Have a good rest of the afternoon, Luke. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it, folks. Straight from the Tennessee Trotter's mouth. Y'all, we got to make it rain for Luke, okay? Luke is struggling. I'm struggling. David is struggling. Like, we're trying to get our business together. That's what Luke wanted me to talk about. I have teamed up with the Castaways. That Palmer gave me that. I thought. I think he said that. We are putting together a tour, okay? We are putting together a tour where we're getting them all together. David is going to participate. I feel like he will, but we got to show him the money. I think that's the only thing that motivates him. So, yeah, that we're a baby thing, a baby project, whatever you want to call it. But we are teaming up to get them back together and doing their own fun thing, because I'm telling you, I've never actually physically met most of them. But I've, talked to them, over the camera, through Zoom or whatever. And, we've established a working relationship where I'm trying to sell merchandise for them. And, also they're selling their autographs, cameos, we're open for gigs. We're booking shows right now and putting together some things to entertain fans of the Tim and Eric genre, because I have to give them credit. They created a genre of comedy. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what that is, but there's something to it, and it's like a cult. And let me put this disclaimer. They don't necessarily have any beef with Absolutely, as, I mean, they've had their experiences that they've told me, but it's nothing like what David experienced that I know of, unless they're just not telling me something, except Sunshine actually is one of the first whistleblowers. She got them in big trouble. That's why you don't see her on, that's why, they canceled her on, Check It Out, because she made sure they all got their back pay, because Tim and Eric were, screwing them on that. And she knew, and she told on them, and they got in some big trouble back then, and made sure everybody got paid the right wages that she called SAG on them. So that's fixing to happen again, unfortunately, for Absolutely. And anybody that's been involved in whatever craziness that they're doing over there, I don't even know half of it, I'm sure. I only know my own experiences, and it's not even, David has said that things happen that are so bad, he cannot tell me, or they'll kill him. And he knows I run my mouth too. Me and him are both bad about. We're whistleblowers, because God, I'm a Christian and he's a Christian, and God God commands us as Christians to speak on the truth no matter what. We are to be salt and light. And I am salty. And I have the light within me. Okay. I am not the light. God is the light, but I reflect that light. And I will not be damned. I'm not going to let them hide me under a bushel, and they have been trying. But you know what, God, look, I've given up so many times on this, and they have really scared the crap out of me. I believe I'm being gang stalked. I really hope it's not, it's not as bad as it looks, but I believe that it's probably worse than I even know. And I just keep learning more and more things every day, and seeing more and more weird things that in Hollywood that relate to this kind of stuff that I know it's real. I am not crazy. I'm disturbed. There's a difference. There is something nefarious afoot. And I'm going to, my petite feet and feminine step is gonna wear some boots and walk all over these beef clowns. The thing that made Tim and Eric funny was that they had a knack for finding interesting people and making a show out of it, and they did not have to do much work. They just let these people do their thing. And and they just kind of, played off of that and added to that, and that is their talent. Finding talented people or interesting people that they think they're making fun of these people. They think that they're hilarious, and they're actually confessing all of their crimes and creepy weirdness and sick things that they really do in real life. They're telling you and doing it right in your face. And the joke is on us because we are clapping and laughing because we think that they're joking. We don't understand that this is just karmic retribution. They're just protecting themselves by disclaiming what sick things they are doing, and by us not stopping them, not saying no, we're consenting. By spiritual law, because we are consuming their product, we are consenting to their demonic contracts. That's why the media industry does contracts. All of this, they are working on spiritual planes to seduce and corrupt the masses, and they get paid and protected by the powers that be to do it. And this has been going on ever since civilization. It's not a conspiracy theory. This has just always been the case, that there's always been these powers. But we're the ones with the real power. But they know that they will have to pay the devil his dues one day. And it's coming soon. And that's why society, Hollywood, the government, all the powers that be and the influences and the established thought process and narratives of everything that we've thought we knew is crumbling. The facade is being exposed. And I work with some of the, funniest clowns to help fight in God's silliest battles. We are fighting on the forefront. So if you want to support our cause, or if you want to see these people, you want to, see them do a show, you want to invite them to your town. Tennessee Luke, Sunshine Lee, Palmer Scott, Scott Clam Stewart, Jennifer Mims, we call her Mimsy, the Pizza Queen, the Totino's Pizza Queen, Bob Ross, Bob Drorwick. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And if I can find any of the others, they may join us as well. But Mimsy actually recommended me to somebody else the other day. They've got a lot of interesting people that have been cast over the years that they're just interesting characters. So we're trying to put together some entertainment, and they need work, and they're ready for hire. I personally don't think any of them got treated the way they should have been treated. They were all, I believe they were all exposed to, employment, a toxic work environment. They've all complained about those kind of things. Most of them. I'm not speaking for them. That they can speak on their own on that kind of stuff. But this is not their beef. This is really my beef. I'm a fan, and I'm traumatized. I was a huge fan of Tim and Eric, and I ridiculously put them on a pedestal. I feel like I have a similar sense of humor. I think what it was is that they have some serious trauma or something that I must pick up on. But I don't want that to be ruined. And I want to see more of this genre, this weird kind of comedy back up on Adult Swim. But if they're not going to do it, whoever wants to take whatever production company or, wants to hire them, they're ready to work, and they have no contracts. But that will be changing soon. So if you want to hire them, or if you just want to know more, please feel free to contact me. You can, this is my number, 901-582-1000. You can call me, and I can hook you up with them. Also, I would direct you to our Etsy shop. You can message us there. It's called the Tennessee Luke Corral. The handle is TNLUKECORRAL, all together. That's the handle to look it up, but I'm sure if you just type in the words, it'll take you to us. And also, if you want to hire them for a punk rock pizza party, fuck the corporate bullshit. We want a Totino's pizza party. But it doesn't have to be Totino's. They're not sponsoring us, so, it could be any pizza party. So if you want to be a host and you want to party with us, give us a call, find me on, message me on Etsy, and we'll hook it up. I finally put up a calendar that Jennifer Mims put together, and we're going to come out with it as a photo book too. But for now, we have a calendar out with some of her photography from walking around LA. It's called LA, a walking tour. So we just started that. And we got t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. So check us out. But you don't even have to spend money. We just want your support, and we want you to support us and share this, talk about it, like and subscribe to where the media channels that you see this on, and test us. If I'm not saying the truth, I hope I'm wrong. Somebody sue me. I want to know that I'm wrong about this. I'm willing to, to get investigated myself. And that, honestly, that is why I was interested in that social companion program, because I was having a hard time getting the police to do anything to protect me from all the things that happened to me since 2019, but especially during the pandemic. And I'm scared, but I get really mad when I'm scared. I get pissed. And that makes, that overrides the fear. And my enemies have found out that, well, they just shouldn't have fucked around with me. Because I'm anointed by God. Because I live right by God to the best of my ability. And God protects his own. God bless America. I was wanting to schedule you at 4 down here, but you said not to. So there's no use in me getting in touch with them if you don't want to do that.
Why don't you just, I've been allowed to go, I've been going through a lot.
I know you have, I know.
I'm not even doing anything. So find a way to get me the phone number of that museum, and I'll call that museum myself.
The Dollywood?